series where I tell you a story, its subsequent theories and explanations, and then I let you make up your mind. This time a mysterious cryptoid, most known for his sudden appearance and then disappearance a relatively short time later. I'm talking about Mothman. November 12th, 1966, in Clendenville, West Virginia, at the cemetery, 5 men were preparing a grave for burial when they saw something that looked like a brown human being lifting up from the trees and fly over their heads. They were baffled as it was not a bird, but more like a man. Eee! Eee! It was the first sighting of one of the most mysterious creatures ever, the Mothman. Most of the sightings that followed would take place in and around Point Pleasant, situated on the Ohio River. At the time a small town of only about 5,000 people. Described by most as standing between 5 to 7 feet or 1.5 to 2.13 meters, the creature has wings and large reflective red eyes. He must have had a hell of a wingspan. After the first sighting, it would be seen on numerous occasions, up and until December 15, 1967, when disaster struck the small town. The I-bar chain suspension bridge was built in 1928 and connected the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, with Gallipolis, Ohio. Named the Silver Bridge for its aluminum paint, it collapsed that fateful December day, ultimately killing 46 people. The collapse was caused by a failure of a single I-bar in the suspension chain because of a small flaw during its construction. It was just tired. It's called metal fatigue. Subsequent sightings occurred in different American states as well as across the world in Europe, Asia and the Middle East, most notably in Chernobyl, Ukraine in 1986, shortly before the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Apart from eyewitness reports, no physical evidence that suggests the existence of Mothman has ever been found. Poor Mothman, just like intelligent blondes, no tracks found whatsoever. In 2002, a film came out about these events called The Mothman Prophecies, starring none other than Richard Gere. An officer and a Mothman. That could have been an interesting film. Two married couples from Point Pleasant, Robert and Linda Scarberry, and Steve and Mary Mallette, went for a drive on the evening of November 15, 1966, 7 miles outside of town. When passing the World War II TNT plant, they saw red lights in the shadow by an old generator near the factory gate. They were startled to see they were glowing eyes of an animal shaped like a man, but bigger, with wings folded against his back. Terrified, they sped down from the exit ramp, where they saw the creature again, standing on a ridge near the road. It spread its wings and took off following them to the city. American muscle cars, eh? Can't even outrun a simple moth. They told their story to Deputy Millard Halstead at the Mason County Courthouse, who went to investigate the TNT factory. But no trace could be found of the strange creature. On the same evening, Newell Partridge, a local building contractor from Salem, went outside to check on a power outage, a strange noise and his dog Bandit barking. He shined his flashlight in the direction of the hay barn and saw 2 red circles that looked like eyes. It frightened him. While his dog shot off across the yard in their direction, Newell went for his gun but was too afraid to go back. He never saw his dog again. And I thought Americans were tough and courageous. November 16th, the next night, armed townspeople went searching for the creature, but out of several hundred of acres of woods and concrete domes surrounded by heavily forested McClinton Wildlife Station made it difficult at best. Mr. and Mrs. Raymond Wamsley and Miss Bennett, with her baby daughter Tina, saw a figure behind their parked vehicle rising up from the ground. It was large and grey with red glowing eyes. They ran back into the house and heard the creature walk onto the porch whilst calling the police. When they arrived, it was gone. November 24. 4 men saw it flying over the TNT area. November 25th. Thomas Urey saw it standing in a field by the road north of the TNT factory. November 26th. Miss Ruth Foster of Charleston, West Virginia, saw it standing in her front lawn. November 27th, it pursued a young woman near Mason, West Virginia, and it was seen again in St. Albans by 2 kids. Pursuing young women. Forever why? Mothman was seen again on January 11th, 1967 around the Silver Bridge, and then several times in 67 until the collapse of the bridge. After that, sightings diminished, but it was reported to appear several times in other parts of America and around the world, although some believe it was never seen again. Sometimes not everything has an explanation, and weird occurrences are just that. That doesn't mean that there aren't any theories out there, from the genius to the outright wacky. Here we go! Every individual bearing witness to mysterious figures or even UFOs believe what they saw, but fact of the matter is, all that they had was their own perception and gullibility. Which was at fault? They just called us stupid, I think. A few possibilities emerged from this hypothesis. It was a barn owl. Its wingspan, when fully extended, makes the bird look larger than it actually is, and their eyes, which appear to be mounted on headless torsos, reflect eerily when flashlights and headlights shine upon them. They also make a screeching sound, for which the Mothman is known. 7 foot or 2.13 meters wingspan. Yeah, a barn owl. Another one in this misperceived way is that it was a low-flying plane. To account for it being able to take off upright without a sound, it would have to be a Da Vinci-like, pedal-operated machine that only makes a poorly lubricated squeak. As for the red eyes, a bike plane or a plane bike. Come on, who do they think we are? A.B. Colvin, local photojournalist and documentary filmmaker, claims to have seen the Mothman himself in 67 and 73 and took a picture of an anomalous figure that allegedly shows a Garuda or Thunderbird in the back. This stems from Native American stories about giant terrible birds that could easily swoop down and carry a man off. Images resemble the Mothman in their depictions and artifacts, opening up the claim that sightings may go as far back as the 1600s. The area around the abandoned TNT factory, which is also used as a bird sanctuary, is said to be laced with weird chemical deposits, giving rise to the theory that a kind of mutant bird was born. It may have been a sandhill crane that stands almost as tall as a man, with a 7-foot wingspan and reddish eyes circles. Some believe that Mothman visits coincide with disaster. John Keel, on whose story the film The Mothman Prophecies is based, received mysterious phone calls from a person named Ingrid Cold, who seemed capable of telepathy and voiced premonitions that ended up coming true. So was this person real? Maybe it was Mothman, and were they there to predict or cause these disasters? In other words, Is Mothman an angel? Didn't God create them in His image? Or was that us? The greater area around Point Pleasant has long been marked by periods of strange sightings, monster reports, UFO and poltergeist activity, men in black and Bigfoot encounters, animal and human mutilations, and precognitive witnesses. Some see in this a connection to the legendary cornstalk curse. This is a curse put upon the area by an early Indian chief Cornstalk, friend to the Americans. However, treachery, deception and murder would end his life, and the legend goes that he put a curse on the land that would linger for 200 years. Should it be over about right now? John Keel has suggested another connection, and he is not alone. This of course involves around the UFO sightings and Men in Black encounters. This led to the belief that Mothman was some kind of alien. Aliens again! Why can't these bullies leave us alone? One more. Gray Baker was the man who brought Mothman into the white public's attention in 1970. Known to exploit these matters for financial gain, he could have planted hoaxes to screw around with those who took it seriously. He was also known to be associating with John Keel and could have easily misled him. Bored yet? Borna, Thunderbird, Mutant, Alien, Hoax, or real? You decide! Did you like the video? Click the like button. Leave comments or start a discussion in the comment box. If you want to see more, you can subscribe to my channel. I have a vlog channel, so if you want to get bored, why don't you check it out? And you can follow me on social media. All links in the description. See you next time!